Hello everyone, welcome to Niner Nation. We are so excited to talk with you about our out-of-state students' experiences here at UNC Charlotte. We're going to go ahead and introduce ourselves and then we'll go ahead and begin. So for starters, my name is Janae Graham. I'm a visit coordinator with the Office of Undergraduate Admissions. So my role is to talk with people about the university and what we have to offer here, and I'll go ahead and let our students introduce themselves as well.
Hi everyone, my name is Autumn Little and I am a senior exercise science major, public health minor from Richmond, Virginia.
Hello everyone, my name is McKenna Kohler. I am a senior double major in accounting and finance here at UNC Charlotte, and I am from Schwenksville, Pennsylvania.
All right, so we're gonna go ahead and kick off our student panel, and the first question I have for you ladies is, how can I be connected to the area if I don't have a car?
Ooh, this is a good one. So, I actually did not get a car until this past summer when I had an internship here at the university, but there are so many different things that you can utilize. We have a bunch of transportation options, one of them being the light rail. It's free for students. You just use your student ID, and if you don't know, like the Charlotte light rail is kind of like an above ground metro system. So it takes you from our stop on campus all the way through the center part of Charlotte, through the city, to uptown, through the northern like NODA district, and all the way towards Pineville, which is close to the South Carolina border. So you can ride it all the way along, and it actually connects with our CATS bus system, so you can hop on those buses as well, still using your 49er ID as your ticket, which is really nice. We also have zip cars that you can utilize. We have a few of those on campus, if you've heard of that program, where you can actually reserve a car and take it different places. I know one of our students used it to go to South Carolina to see his friend graduate from a military program, which was really cool, and he rented it for the weekend because he didn't have a car, so it was awesome, easy way to get around. On campus, I just walk around. It's pretty simple to kind of move around, walk the campus. We also have a bus system if you wanted to take that to different areas. We have a bike system, and you can even bring your own bikes, penny boards, skateboards, and there's a couple of areas around the university that if you take the light rail to like the boardwalk and anything, you can walk to different shops. There's a food line there that you can take the light rail to if you need to go grocery shopping or get any kind of supplies. So yeah, I didn't even need the car until I got the internship, so that's when we did it. It was pretty easy.
Awesome, okay. And then just in general, how did you adjust to being out of state?
I would definitely say for me, it was meeting new people and joining organizations. So I always tell people that first semester when you're coming onto campus, go to the showcase. So that's where all of our student organizations come out. We have over 400 on campus. They all table, so they'll bring flyers, they'll bring sweet treats, and they'll get your email. So I gave tons of people my emails. I got tons of responses, and that's how I started making connections on campus. Most of the people that I met my freshman year, I'm still friends with. So that's a great way to kind of submerge yourself into the community and get to know different people.
Yeah, absolutely. My biggest piece of advice is always your freshman year, get involved on campus, really go out and do things. Just meeting new people. I didn't know anybody when I came here, being an out-of-state student, but I was looking for like a new experience, and we actually have a week of welcome that we put on called Gold Rush in the first week that you come to school, and we host different organizations. Like Autumn said, you kind of sign up for them. We do a student org showcase. There's all kinds of events. They do like a mini free concert, and it's a lot of fun, and that's how I met a couple of my best friends. I went to the block party they hosted, and I actually live with them now. So just kind of putting yourself out there and meeting all those new people is a great way to adjust to the college life and being in a different state.
Got it, okay. Is UNC Charlotte a commuter school?
You want to take this one?
Yeah, sure. So actually it is not. So I know in the past couple of years you may have heard that it was. In the past it may have been, but it's totally different now. So most of our students do live here on campus or within about a 2-mile distance off of campus. So with that on campus, there's tons of housing. So we have suite styles, apartment styles, tower styles. So you really get to decide where you want to live on campus. And then outside of campus, there are also apartments all over. So definitely not a commuter school anymore. They've done a really good job of providing events on campus for students to get involved in. And like I said, we have over 400 organizations, so there's always something going on.
Gotcha. All right. Speaking of, is there anything to do on the weekend in particular?
Yeah, there's a lot of things to do on campus as well as off campus on the weekends. So obviously Autumn and I are from a little ways away, so we don't take weekend trips home. But our campus activity boards, which is one of those organizations, host a lot of different events, and they'll throw things on campus. Like we do a haunted union around Halloween time. They just had milkshakes and roller skates in the SAC. So they did in our Halt Marina. They kind of put on like a roller skating rink and had milkshakes. So they do a lot of fun activities for students to do during the weekends. There's always sporting events going on. We give out a lot of free stuff, which is so exciting. And you actually have access to all those home games for free as a student. All the tickets are uploaded to your student ID, which is really nice. You can just go to them at any time. And then even in Uptown, if you wanted to hop on the light rail, go with your friends, there's so many different restaurants and types of food in Charlotte. It's incredible, the culture of the city, to kind of check it out. And NODA is like our art district. There's a lot of cool things to go do there, different art museums, just all kinds of stuff. You can take the light rail to see a concert, go to like a Hornets game or one of the Carolina Panthers games. All those stadiums are right there in the city, and it's super convenient to walk to when you get from the light rail.
Awesome. How often do you guys go home, and then how do you go about doing that?
So typically for me, I go home maybe twice every couple of months, so not very often. I'll go home if there's like a big holiday or someone celebrating a big birthday in my family, but I really don't go home very often because, like McKenna said, we're not right up the street, so that takes a lot of time and planning and making sure I'm going to be back on time for work and everything else. So instead, I usually just hang out with my friends here on campus. I do live off campus now, so I have my own apartment, so I have my own space to kind of be able to just be in the city of Charlotte. But as a freshman coming into campus, I did not have a car. So going home, I would go with my roommate now. She was just one of my friends that I had met my freshman year. And she would drive home. So she lived in Maryland, and I live in Virginia. So she would drop me off on her way home. And I think that's a lot. A lot of students that are from out of state, I think that's how they kind of get to know different people and get to go home as well. It's just making those friends, making those connections, and then working together to get home.
Yeah, absolutely. I've also utilized the airport, so because I live very close to Philadelphia, so that airport is close to my home, which is easy. And the Charlotte airport is only about 15 minutes from our campus. So if you needed to Uber there, if you needed to kind of take a bus, or most of the time my roommates or my friends would just drop me off and I'd get a ride, which was really nice. But it was super easy to do, literally 15 minutes away. Very convenient to get back. And now that I have a car, over those long breaks, like Autumn said, that's when I would go home. But I really don't find myself going home except for those breaks, honestly. And then even if we have like a smaller break, maybe like Easter, or we only have a couple days, maybe going back with one of my friends that lives in the area is something that I've done, or like my roommates who live closer to Charlotte than we do.
Got it. Okay. And McKenna, you're from outside of Philadelphia, you said?
Yes.
Autumn, where are you from?
I'm from Richmond, Virginia.
Gotcha. Okay. All right. So, what is it like staying at UNC Charlotte over the summer?
Yeah, so my first summer staying, it was really interesting. It was really, really different than staying in Richmond. I think also being in college and just kind of experiencing that whole transition from going from staying at home in my parents' home to having my own place and paying rent and cleaning on my own. So it was a really big transition for me. I really enjoyed it though. Like McKenna said, there's so much to do. Now that we have the light rail, I was able to take that. And with your student ID, you do pay for it through your transportation fees. So it was free for me to get on. Every time I got on, I would just use my student ID. So that was amazing. Just being able to explore the city of Charlotte in a different way than I could during the school year between classes. So all day I would go out with my friends. We would go to Uptown, we'll go to brunch, and then we'll try a different museum, and then we'll go to the movies. So every day was like a new adventure. So that was really interesting for me.
Yeah, I kind of had the same experience. This past summer was the first one that I stayed. The other had actually gone home because I had an internship right in Plaza Midwood, which is outside of like Uptown. And it was really cool to kind of experience that through the corporate world too. So like my coworkers would take me out to lunch in different places that I could kind of see the corporate world that I'm looking to get into when I graduate and see that aspect of Charlotte. So I completely didn't even know about half of these places. And like Autumn said, over the weekends I got to explore more of Charlotte and do things that I didn't really get to do while like being in school and everything. So it was a lot of fun, and it's just fun to be with your friends all summer so and have that experience. I absolutely loved it.
Sweet. Okay. How would you guys say the weather is in Charlotte?
Beautiful.
Yes. I love it. So much warmer than Virginia. It's so much sunnier for me. So I'm originally from New York, so I was kind of used to it's either really hot or it's really cold. And I feel like here it's usually like warm, which is really different for me. I always say that with Charlotte, you'll get like 3 seasons in a day. So you'll wake up and it's cold, and then during the day it'll be really warm, and then later at night it may be cold again or it'll be raining. So it's completely different than what I was used to, but I absolutely love it. I love it being sunny all the time. I love being able to just wear my shorts and my hats all the time and not always wearing a jacket. So
Yeah,
great.
absolutely. I'd say for my northern Midwestern people, it's very different when you have the snow in Charlotte. That was one of the biggest things that I adjusted to. I think my first snow day, we got probably like a half an inch, and if you're from one of those areas, you definitely know that means, okay, not even a 2-hour delay for school, we're rolling in. So seeing kind of how it's very different because they don't get that down here, and I was expecting like 3 inches when they were like, oh no, snow day. So just kind of adapting to that was pretty cool. I got out of the north because I wanted to escape the snow, and I can say I've only had about 2 snowstorms here, which has been fantastic because I love having the warm weather and everything like that. Yeah.
All right. Well, that concludes our out-of-state panel. We thank you so much for tuning in, and we hope that you will engage with UNC Charlotte some more.
Go Niners!